To this part of the conversation that we like to call the People's Court. And tonight we have a lot in store for you. It's a conversation that this nation needs to have, a conversation that many feel is long overdue. We have some of the guests that were supposed to make it for this conversation, and we shall start the conversation with them. What is it, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. We have a new law, the PWD ACT of 2025. It is bold, it is ambitious, it is heroic. But already there's some questions. And these are questions that have affected a lot of progressive and a lot of ambitious laws in this country. And the question is simple. Will Kenya finally change as a result of this law? Or will it just die a silent death like the many other policies and laws in this country that are so progressive on paper but hardly reach the people they're meant for? This is the main question we're asking tonight. And to help us to understand this is a panel of experts, people who've lived in this world, lived in the corridors of lobbying for this very law, people who have experiences in this country that would shame you if you're a patriotic citizen of this country. Now, before I go around the room to introduce the ones that are here, I'd like to ask you all a question. Are you aware that we have a new PWD Act this year? Are you aware of it? And I'll ask you one more question. What barrier to persons living with disability in this country breaks your heart the most? Once again, what barrier affecting persons living with disability in Kenya breaks your heart the most? The question is mine, the answer belongs to all of us. Karibu sana, the People's Court begins right now. Now, I'd like to go around the room to have the people that we have in studio to introduce themselves, and so that we can sort of get this conversation started. I'll start with my immediate right. How are you, sir?
Very good.
Would you care to introduce yourself to the good people of Kenya who are watching you right now?
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. My name is Alex Munyere. I work for the National Council for Persons with Disabilities in the albinism section, but I am working for all programs across the country.
Thank you, Alex. Karibu sana.
Right.
A pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
How are you, sir?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Great, great,
Thank
great.
you for having me here.
Asante. Karibu sana.
My name is Alan Were Maonga. I work with Next Step Foundation. We are all to do with persons with disability, skilling and transition into the world of work.
Right. Interesting. That's an interesting niche. Yeah. And we shall be digging deeper into that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. What about you, sir? Karibu sana. What's your good name and where are you from?
Hello, Kenya. My name is Okoji Edwin. I work with Districts for Special Needs Persons, an organization that champions for rights for persons with disabilities, and we focus on neurodevelopmental disabilities with a main focus on autism.
All right. Thank you so much. Karibu sana. Right. Karibu, sir. Talk to Kenyans, tell them who you are and what you do for this great country.
Good evening and good evening all. My name is Elijah Kandie Rotok. I do serve at the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, which is a monitoring agency in regard to the rights of persons with disabilities. And our work primarily is to ensure that persons with disabilities have an equal status as to any other citizen within their country, and to ensure that their rights are always promoted and protected at all times.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And last but not least, sir, karibu sana. Wakwenu wanakujua kama nani?
Kwangu wananijua ama mimi wananijua kama Steven Maina Ndegwa. Kwa majina ingine ile tunasemanga ya kisasa ni AKA wananitaka Mandegwa.
Mandegwa.
Mandegwa ama
Mandegwa.
walishikisha jina Maina na Ndegwa likawa Mandegwa.
Mandegwa. I see.
So hiyo ndio wanazoea sana kuni.
Karibu sana.
Yeah.
I think tutakuita na hiyo AKA.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, I want us to, I really want to, see the question that I asked the Kenyans. I want to go around the room and I want to get your sentiments on this. Before this law, there was an ecosystem that required such a law, right? And one of the things that a lot of people talk about is barriers. So I want to go around the room and help us to answer this question that I've asked Kenyans. What is the one barrier that broke your heart the most across your entire life up to now. Let's start with you, Mandegwa. What barrier was it that you felt particularly pained by in this country?
Yeah. Mimi nikiongelea kuhusu hiyo jambo about the barrier, kunayo mambo ingine katika as the disabilities, nikiwa mmoja wao, kuna mambo tunapitia mangumu ambayo kwa kawaida nashukuru kwanza serikali, kuna mengine nasaidia na kuna mengine inatupata huko mashinani ama mahali kwa tunafanyia kazi ambao ni ngumu, hawajaweza kutufikia huko. So for example, mimi mwenyewe ni disability and the other side I'm caregiver. So niko na mambo mawili. So unakuta mimi mwenyewe ndiye caregiver na mwenye nasaidia kama mtoto yangu, unakuta kuna mambo ingine inatatiza zaidi. Inakuwa yeye ni ngumu kwa sababu huenda hajipeleki shule, lazima mwenyewe ungangane vile utampeleka shule. Kama ni kukula, mimi mwenyewe ni disability na ni lazima ningangane vile mwenyewe atapata chakula. So
all right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mandegwa. Thank you for that. And before we go around the room, we had been expecting Senator Crystal Asige. I'm informed she's with us in studio. Senator, karibu sana. And once they're able to position her, we shall proceed with the conversation. But thank you for that, Mandegwa. Elijah, what barrier broke your heart the most, or breaks your heart even to this day the most, from where you sit?
I thank you. I'd like to speak specifically on the attitudinal barrier, where what is our attitude towards persons with disabilities as a society in our country. Because of our cultural backgrounds, we are still living within a society that views persons with disabilities as objects of pity, that we at times shy away from exposing persons with disabilities as part of our society because of their various capacities and because of, again, the lack of education that we do have within our society in relation to inclusive societies and ensuring that persons with disabilities are actually individuals just like everyone else. And it is important that we start at the family level to ensure that any person with disability is acknowledged at the family level and even at the society level and even put at the front side, so that not just for optic purposes, but inclusive participation, so that we do have a society that views persons with disabilities as any other person with entitlements and rights that accrue to all. So it is important for our country to view persons with disabilities as critical individuals who form an integrated part of our society, where they are just like everyone else. And so to the family members and even to the society, we need to change our attitude in the way we view persons with disabilities, because they form part and parcel of a critical component of our society. Thank you.
Thank you. So attitude is a big thing. What about you, Mr. Okonji? Well, what breaks your heart as far as barriers are concerned? What is that one barrier that you feel was really, really a pain point for you?
Oh, thank you once again.
Karibu.
The one barrier I feel like we need to talk about is the shame behind disability, where persons with disability, and to correct the narrative out here, it's not persons living with disabilities, it is persons with disability. That's just the mistake people do, but now that's the proper name, persons with disabilities. We do not live with disabilities. So going back to my point, the shame. I remember we have this program at Andy Speaks. We do Ride for Autism. So we choose a location, we ride bikes to the location. So there was this year we went to Kilifi, from Nairobi to Kilifi, and it was so heartbreaking to find that in this day and age, children were still being hidden. They were still being assumed to be mad because they are suffering from autism or they have an autistic condition. So that is one thing that really broke my heart.
Shame.
And we opted to just do advocacy and really advocate for the same. And I'm proud right now when you go to someone and you ask them about autism, at least most people know about it.
All right, all right. What about you? What is that one barrier that you say was a big one for you?
Yeah, I think for me is two. One, misinformation, and lack of the same information in many ways. Starting by the definition of a disability and who has the disability. Study from as basic as that.
As basic as that.
How do you acquire disability? If a child is born with disability, then where do I go? What is my support system like? So that is information that is not readily available. Or where can we, as citizens of this country, be able to tap and get this information handy?
You know, someone said that a problem defined is a problem halfway solved.
Yeah.
I know other people say a problem shared, you know, is also a problem half solved, but I get your point about definitions. They really do shape not just the narrative, but the attitudes that we're talking about, and the responses, and you know, and the way everyone responds to it. You said that was the first one. What was your second barrier? You said there are two of them.
Yeah.
One is definitions.
Yeah.
The second is
culture.
Culture.
Yeah. And how do we perceive our person with disability amidst ourselves, both within our societies, at the workplace? How do we be able to make sure that then we pull everybody together?
Right.
There's a lot of ableism within the workplace in terms of defining role specific, that we're having this role specific person with disability, and then looking other roles not for persons with disability. Then how does that look like? So that also touches heavily on the misinformation.
All right. What about you, sir?
Yes. We are the custodians of the first Disability Act 2003, the one that was repealed by the new law. And I'm telling you, I've been pained to see persons with disabilities in Kenya trying to access services from us, yet we are not able to provide the required services across board. Because one, our budget is very little. In fact, we are allocated about 200 million, an equivalent of one constituency in the country. That is all what we get for a whole parastatal that is required to put services across the country. We do not have resources. And then coming the new law, and I'm happy Senator Sige is around. She really tried to put the law into force, and yes, it is coming, and we have it, but still there were no resources that were put to implement that law.
Okay.
So right now, as we speak,
we shall be getting deeper into that.
All right, all right.
I appreciate that. Thank you for raising that issue, because I mean, if finances are important to actually, you know, implement all the things, the wonderful things that we have on paper. We want to take a bit of a breather. You know why? Because we've asked this question to Kenyans, and I can see some answers are coming in already on the WhatsApp number. Folks, the WhatsApp number is on your screen right now. You can be able to reach us through that. Those who wish to comment on YouTube, the ones who are watching on YouTube, our YouTube channel and the chat is live. Send in your questions, your comments, your feedback, and we shall be able to process them in this very conversation as we proceed. I believe later on in this conversation, we shall be fielding calls as well. So get ready for that. And all in all, this is a subject that involves all of us. So I urge you all to connect and contribute. We'll be right back.